Hello everyone, today's video is the one I promised you guys, showing how to use the alcohol inks to make these really cool kind of marbled stone look nail designs. If you've seen me on Facebook within the last couple of days here, you've seen I've posted these actually last night, and I went to the craft store today to pick up some more colors, and I played a little bit more, couldn't resist, and came up with some more kind of stone look designs. That one there on the left almost looks like our kitchen granite. That green one's kind of green, and teal one right there is very pretty, and I really like that one on the left. Both of them really. I like that more subtle one. And this one's an even more subtle look. Just a little more blending around, a little less of the sharper lines in there. These are the alcohol inks. The brand I am using is Adirondack. You can find these in most craft stores, online, very easy to find. They do react with alcohol, so you will need alcohol. I have some in my spray bottle and the little pump bottle right there as well. I played around with art brushes, makeup sponges, dotting tools, pretty much anything I get my hands on to try it out. The dotting tool really didn't work out all that well for me, not that I could probably play around a little bit more and I might find some use for it, but the makeup sponge and the art brush are my preferred method. So I just tore some off that makeup sponge there into little pieces. You don't need much. For the inks, you will only need about a drop or two. I put it in my little offset tweezers there. First one we're going to use is teak wood. We'll make that kind of darker brown design I showed you. Again, just a drop or two. And apply, just kind of tap that over. All of these swatches are over one coat of white gel polish that I've removed the sticky layer. And again, as you can see here, I'm simply tapping and or wiping the sponge across the nail for kind of a different texture, different look. Again, your imagination really is the limit on just how individual these designs can be. And another cool way is to dip that same sponge into the alcohol, as you see there, and that will kind of soften the color a little bit more. So you can see how little alcohol or how much alcohol you add will depend on how that comes out. Layering is probably how you would get the most realistic looks here. So we've got our kind of muted background there. I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of the concentrated ink and just tap some more of the darker color back on there. Now these do dry quickly within a matter of seconds, so you do want to work a little quickly if you can. But again, they're somewhat forgiving in that you can go back in and put a little alcohol on that and get it the way that you would like it. They are, however, a stain, or they're basically a stain that are mixed with alcohol, so it's not like you can go in and remove it and there will be no color left. They will stain, especially the white polish. I did find that out with the blue color earlier. So again, it's just kind of layering, seeing how you like it. And again, you can use the art brush to put more alcohol on, or you can use the spray bottle. The closer you hold it, the more larger areas that will appear on the nail. I hope you can see how that's reacting a little bit, kind of giving that more of a stone look. The further away you hold that sprayer, the more fine those lines will look. And again, just as I said, if you mess up, you can go back in and just add a little bit more ink and it's no problem. So we'll set that one aside to dry. Again, it'll take just a matter of a couple seconds for it to dry. Moving on to another way that you can apply the ink. Here, I'm simply going to put a drop on the nail. I'm going to use 3 colors here. And I'm blowing on the nail to move the ink around. Now I was using canned air on my experiments earlier, and while I didn't mind really the look of it, it seemed to have a little bit too much force behind it for my taste with this particular design. I just kind of wanted to just use my own breath to kind of blow it around. Using, I believe it's Purple Twilight, Sailboat Blue, and I'll apply Watermelon here in just a minute. And you add as much or as little as you would like here. Using this method, you will get a more bold look to your lines once you add the alcohol. Now that could be a fun abstract kind of art on its own if that's your taste, but you know, we're going to have fun with the alcohol here. So again, using my art brush, I'm simply going to dab that in there, and you can see how it's reacting and kind of moving those colors around. I'm also going to scoot a little bit of that color around into the still white areas of the nail. This one had more of a kind of a grunge look to it, and you can enhance that grunge look by coming in after you do this little bit here and spraying it with the mist, and that will give it even more interest with those smaller drops on there. Now all the while here I'm either letting it kind of do its own thing and form its you know, kind of rings like it wants to, or if I want to try and keep it where I would like it, I'm actually blowing on it at the same time as I apply that. So again, I'm going to use the spray bottle and apply. As you can see, I'm blowing on it just to make sure those more darker areas are dry. And I will hopefully can see those smaller kind of droplet areas in that. That's a really cool looking effect right there as well. Now if you're looking for something maybe a little bit softer, we'll use the blue color, the Sailboat Blue. I'm going to dip the put the color on, and then I'll dip it in the alcohol, and you'll see how it gives it a much more muted effect right away. Very much like a watercolor look, as you can see. And I'm going to apologize right now for the quality of this. I updated my movie app that I use when I record, and it is not letting me record. So I'm actually having to go just through the native video camera on the phone, and it's just not as good a quality as using that other app. So I'm stuck with it until that other application can fix its bugs. So there you have your blue look there, blue marbled look. And again, we can come in with a little more alcohol. You can leave it like that, but I'm going to go ahead and soften it up a little bit in some areas. Again, just using my brush, I'm going to just drop some alcohol on there, kind of watch it do its thing. Sorry for being out of frame there. I didn't realize I was out of frame. I'm just really having a very nice time playing with these, because this kind of watercolor look is what I was trying for when I was actually playing with the watercolors, and these alcohol inks just tend to be a little bit more forgiving, so to me they're just more fun to play with. So there you have the kind of blue marbled look. And for this last one, we're going to use that our purple twilight. And I'm going to be using, again, the three different colors: Purple Twilight, Watermelon, and Sailboat Blue. And this one will give more of a kind of a mottled look once we finish here. So you just randomly pat that ink onto the nail. I got these new makeup sponges from the store today, and they were super, super soft, and not at all like my older ones, which were much more firm. And I do like the firmer ones better. They have more texture to them. Just going to go back and add a little bit more blue. The soft ones do, if you have the soft ones, they'll give you just that, a softer kind of appearance to your look there. And again, I'm just spraying from kind of a little bit closer and then a little bit further away. And you see that cool effect there, how it kind of blends it a little bit more. So those are just a few examples of what you could do. And for those of you who ask questions about gel, you can see that that one has completely dried. It's not transferring to my hands there. I'll put a coat of gel polish over the top. Now, I found that simply floating a nice layer of polish over the top without over brushing it, you did not have to worry about smudges or smears. And probably 2 coats would be best to make sure that your design stays the way that you would like it without that paint or ink coming up through your gel layers. So 2 coats would probably be good. I'm going to go ahead and just pop that in the lamp. And again, I found these at the craft stores. Most of them, I think Michael's and Hobby Lobby, the ones that I have near me, they do come in 3 packs, and they run about $9.99 for the three. So it's not really too bad, you know, about $3.33 a bottle, and these little bottles will last you forever. They really will, especially if you're just using them for the nail art. So there are our samples. There are just so many more possibilities. I hope you guys give them a try.